You guys are both out of whack. You're a control freak and you're a rule breaker.
So what do we do?
Mom says we're not allowed in the living room.
Come on, kids, you know you want to.
Stop this right now!
The fish is talking.
But is he saying anything? No, not really.
See, kids, I told you we could have fun!
Now,
No opening the crate.
they're on a magical journey
Wicked cool.
Let the 12-year-old drive! Oh, yeah!
This is awesome!
where you'll find fun
Is there a cat in here?
and adventure around every corner.
It's too much!
Get ready to experience the ultimate game of cat and house.
The mother of all messes.
Mike Meyers,
You need to clean this mess up.
I'll try.
You don't try, you do.
Yes, ma'am.
the Cat in the Hat.
Hello, I'm Thomas Carruthers.
And the trajectory of my life has been leading to this very moment.
Rhian, I'm very disappointed. You used to do these themed to the film, and now every time you're just like, the worst nightmare, the life. Why didn't you do a rhyme?
Well, I was going to, and then I thought that'd be cringe.
You didn't. You just ran out of time, didn't you?
I'm on the Super Fundiferous podcast, who's here to make sure that your podcast.
I'm not very good with the rhyming.
No.
The Cat in the Hat. This was Isabel's favorite movie as a kid, and so this was always on, and I kind of grew to hate it as a child. Whereas I'm presuming that you watched it as a child and it became your movie.
This was my sister's favorite movie as a child.
Oh.
But I had the opposite experience. I immediately loved it. We would do the dance tutorial bonus feature DVD like maybe once a month, if not more.
Interesting.
We can recite the whole thing front to back to each other.
It's watching it. I watched this and I watched the commentary and I watched the deleted scenes and I watched the outtakes. I'm willing to say I think The Cat in the Hat is a good movie. I think we've been really like, yeah, memes aside and jokes aside, I think this is actually a pretty great movie.
This is
and
an excellent movie. Like if we're like, okay, if we're compartmentalizing from like the fact that it's campy, the fact that it's not really for kids in the way that it should have been, in the way that it made Dr. Seuss's wife so angry. Technically, it's a great film. Visually, it's stunning. Performances, amazing across the board.
Yeah.
The cadences with which they speak every line.
are so drilled in.
They showed up to work every day, and I literally can't fault any aspect of it. And then of course you've got the dialogue, the like just absolutely batshit gags and cutaways and tangents, and obviously the score. Like, I mean, where do we begin?
I think so. I think. How does this become like one of those, terrible movies? That's the worst movie I've ever seen. Blah blah blah. How does it get this reputation? That sort of immediate razzie. Because you've got, it's easy to make fun of. Oh, okay, yeah, it's not really for kids. I guess you could make that argument, but it is for kids.
Well, this is one of the sticking points for a lot of people. I obviously grew up loving this film, went to university, and the first people I tried to speak about it with said, "Oh, I couldn't watch that as a child because the cat terrified me."
Which I've never understood. A monster? Me? Where?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never had that experience. this came up about showing a child Beauty and the Beast, and they were like, "Oh, the Beast is quite scary." And I was like, "What? Yeah, when you're gonna, yeah, but you're gonna birth, sorry, you're gonna raise little, pathetic children."
Yeah, I'm currently teaching an after
The
school.
Cat in the Hat at film studies.
Yeah, I'm teaching an after school club, and they have to do, it's like musical theatre, and they're working towards like a show back, and they wanted me to do The Lion King, and they sent me this script, like this abridged script. They completely omitted the death of Mufasa because they were like, "Oh, it's quite a young group, so you already know how to put it back in because we're not about sheltering kids."
Well, I just don't. I mean, what's Bambi? Bambi's 1930 whatever. Like, show kids death, and
It's
show
part of,
kids
like, life. Like, you got to teach them that so that they don't like lose their mind.
Yeah. The big thing is that, and I think I think it's because the balance is off here, in that this isn't like I don't know, you Pixar movies or whatever, where it's like, okay, and it's mostly for kids, but here's a few jokes for adults. I don't know. I always think of how badly it's done currently. We're sort of like, and then near the end, oh, I'm gonna get a divorce or something like, and they go, huh. One of my favorite movies ever is Addams Family Values, which is 90 minutes and is so tight. And like you say, everybody is just on the same page. He's doing great work. Everybody's just go, go, go. Every line lands, and such visual splendor. Right. And I don't think this is anywhere near as good, but there was a lot of that here. And watching the behind the scenes stuff and that sort of thing, I think everybody cared. This started as a contractual obligation because Mike Meyers was set to make a Sprockets movie, which is one of his SNL skits. And I was like, that's not going to make a whole movie. But anyway, and he wasn't satisfied with the script. And so he had a contractual obligation with Universal to deliver a film. And he managed to pay off that contractual obligation by adding writing material and starring in this movie. And you'd think that would lead to a movie that feels half-assed. And this movie doesn't feel half-assed in any way, shape, or form. And I really do think we're giving, as a nation, a disservice to The Cat in the Hat. Do you know who directed this movie, Rhian?
I do now because of the cryptic game we played.
Well, this is the only movie directed by Bo Welch. And you'd look at that and go, oh, he directed one movie, it was a huge failure, and then he never worked again. But he is one of the most prolific and best production designers we've ever had. And you want to talk about Tim Burton and his artistry and all that sort of thing. You need a production design. You could say that this movie is aping Edward Scissorhands, but you can't really because it's aping himself because Bo Welch made all those sorts of Edward Scissorhands, those pastel, perfect suburban vistas that Burton's so associated with. But beyond the production design, I think this is a very well-directed comedy with lots of visual flair, this was my big thing, so much practical effects and so many practicalities. Do you know how hard it is? No, not hard, but like all the effort with the hats. Take one simple joke of, a humana. Somebody had to make that prop, make the retractable photo frame, make the extending hat, awkward. And somebody had to do all of that. That is somebody's job.
Oh my God, yeah. And like it's a level, I think, of practical effects that we've not really seen since, I mean, in kind of the world of Seuss anyway, because of what I'm sure
the widow of Theodore Geisel.
But yeah, like it was so successful in bringing like the world of his books to life without any kind of like digital, well, some digital mastery.
Yeah,
like,
of course, yeah.
Like,
and that is arguably the worst stuff in the film.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't want to shit the bed on this, and stop me immediately if you can think of one. But what are the big live action kids movies since 2003? Because all I can think of kids movie wise is animation, 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 animation.
Yeah,
Because
I mean, you had like Spy Kids, I guess, but like I didn't really.
but that's done by 2003. I might be wrong. Shark Boy and Lava Girl, mostly CG, you know, like
Spy Kids 4 came out in 2011. Spy Kids Armageddon came out in 2023.
oh, that's not a real movie.
Yes, you've got like the reboots, like your Jumanjis, your Ghostbusters, like.
But again, filled with CG.
Oh, for sure, yeah. That's
Well,
what I mean. Like we've not really seen this like level of ambition,
level of artistry.
Yeah.
Um, how do we address the fact that we are completely being serious?
I don't know how, like,
Because I just caught myself
I
then
can
being
state
like,
my case even because I didn't realize that we were in the minority for so long. I was like, oh, this is a universally loved and appreciated movie. And then you told me the thing about the widow and the lawsuit. And then
yeah,
I looked and it's got a 10%
it's
rating.
it's
on Rotten
hated.
Tomatoes.
It is an actively hated film. Well,
I really don't know
because
what to do about this.
it's easy, you know.
I feel like we're undoing a smear campaign. Like this work that we're doing here, like this is going to cause a ripple effect.
It's too.
To
The thing is that
platform and talk about this.
it's now a meme. Though. This is another thing. It's now entered meme world, and I want to enter this into the debate. I enjoy this movie mostly as a meme myself, Rhian. I do think it was very good as a sort of on a practical level, but most of the joy is not actually the actual lines, but the insane delivery. One moment sticks in my head. You pay this woman to sit on babies, and it's such a bizarre delivery. And every is either on uppers or he's on something. It's bizarre. And
yeah, I was hard pressed to like condense my best lines. I've got about maybe 45.
I've got a
but I was
lot.
like, which lines are actually written to be funny and which lines are just good because of the way that they've been performed.
So
particularly a lot of Alec Baldwin's. Like, if any other person said them, I'd be like, okay, he's just like the dickhead, like antagonistic stepdad figure. But
nobody is. He just gives absolutely everything to this movie. And dude, I've learned more about acting from Alec Baldwin as Larry Lawrence Quinn than I have.
And that translates in everything you do. That translates. We know, babe. We know.
Yeah. Dude, well, Alec Baldwin is a big figure in my acting life because there is that side of things, the comedic side of things, but there's also his performance in Malice, which is as a sort of evil evil man, and he gives this famous, God complex speech. You asked me, do I have a God complex? Let me tell you something. I am God. And the two people I've shown Malice to have both, without me questioning or just asking, both said, yeah, you're a bit like him. Which isn't good.
Is that his line?
In the film?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is that now a TikTok?
No, you ripped that and put it in your radio play, and I thought that
was
Out
of Bounds, yeah.
Original.
No, that was intentionally. Who did I give that to? I gave that to like the character of David Copperfield, Freddie Farrell as David Copperfield the magician, doing the Malice monologue about magicians. Is the most 3D chess Tom Carruthers thing I've ever done.
You're like, how do I get everybody to be alienated by my work?
Real love of Dr. Zeus amongst the cast and crew, and everybody's on the same page of wanting to bring a Zeusian. Oh no, let's keep talking about Alec Baldwin. Bo Welch does Beetlejuice and presumably became good friends with Alec Baldwin because Alec Baldwin's so in, and he's on the commentary, and they sound like really good friends. And he says, like, this was the day I brought my daughter and her class to see the set. And I mean, so I think that they're really close friends. And I could be entirely wrong, but it feels like, hey, buddy, can you And like you say, he's so in. He's so in. I don't know whether to just do a commentary section now or talk about it later, but there is so many absolute gems. This is a real thing that Alec Baldwin says in one of the behind-the-scenes videos. The stars of Zeus's stories are children. They go on a journey through these psychedelic worlds and then come out having learned some life lesson. And he's so, thank you, and he's so serious. The Cat in the Hat was Mike Meyers' favorite book. And he's talking about it very seriously. And he's like, it's about a lesson. And what is he teaching them? Balance. And I might be the stupidest person in the world, but I never really grasped the concept of balance and the cat balancing all of the things.
Wow. I'd say I didn't get that from the book, but I got it from the film, because it's like
hashtag the film was better.
He literally diagnoses both the kids with like their issues. It's like he's a rule breaker, she's a control freak.
She's a serial arsonist.
Yeah, and bedwetter. And like they're able
it's never gonna change.
They're able to join forces in like a really tender moment. Like this is like
yes.
Where they both agree to take the fall for each other. And like
without losing the comedy. Dakota Fanning is sensational. We're recording this and it comes out later in this year, but I'm currently watching Ripley, where she's, an older woman and she's filling the shoes of Gwyneth Paltrow, which is very big shoes. I love Gwyneth as Marge. Dickie? Where's Dickie? I've decided, you can do whatever you want, but I've decided I don't want you to watch Talented Mr. Ripley before you watch Ripley, because I want your perspective, because I'm too deep. Like, I'm just too deep. I've read all the books. It's one of my favorite films. Yeah. I'm too deep, and but it is very good. Anyway, but she was just a sensational child actress. Have you seen Man on Fire? No, very good movie. She's sort of Denzel, and she's and she's the precocious child. And from the off, it was like, oh, she's great. She's going to be great. She's not my favorite Fanning. Who's my favorite Fanning?
Ellie.
Elle. The what else Fanning? You want to talk about worst case scenario? Tim Allen and Billy Bob Thornton were up for the roles. Not going to work. Sorry, Tim. I've never got the Tim Allen thing. I don't want to be rude. He's great, I guess, as Buzz, but I was never a Santa Claus child. The only Santa Claus movie I enjoyed was
where people like have a connection with him.
I love Santa Claus 3 because of Marty Short as Jack Frost. Obviously, they offered it to Robin Williams, which also would have been great. I don't know what the energy would have been, though. It would have been the same thing, but he's already played Aladdin. Sorry, he's already done, the genie. It would have just been the same thing of like doing a load of voices and that sort of, Robin thing. And then they also offered it to Will Ferrell, who was in the business with Elf at the time.
Yes.
And the 2003 movie, which feels weird. I don't know whether it's because, Elf is set in the real world or whatever, but that doesn't ring true to me that both of those movies came out in 2003. Elf feels so of a different era, and this feels so later into my life. I don't know.
I guess, well, for me, I would say the reason is because I have watched Cat in the Hat so much more, and it's followed me throughout my life, whereas Elf is kind of like a fair weather thing.
Really? Didn't know that. In both the Kelly Preston interview and the Mike Myers interview, and then constantly throughout the commentary, they are so complimentary towards the kids. And so, like, I guess proud in a sense, but like just
pros, man. Like,
yeah,
they're so good. And what I was saying about like the effectiveness of the delivery, like Conrad has some absolute corkers. You don't know when enough is enough.
Enough is enough. Get the lisp in there. And Kelly Preston kind of did a drive-by on Spencer Breslin. She went, Dakota is such a great actress, and then Spencer's just a kid. And it's like, I know you're saying that as a compliment.
Spencer's just a kid.
Just a kid. This movie, the pedigree of this movie is insane. This is shot by Emmanuel Lubetsky. 3-time best cinematography winner because he won back-to-back for Gravity, Birdman, and The Revenant. I mean, just one of our great cinematographers shooting this movie. And again, you've got Bo Welch, and it must have been very hard for Bo. I wonder how much Bo Welch actually had to do with the production design, because this feels like a very sort of Bo Welch designed movie, and yet obviously he didn't do that. He was doing the directing. The big question is, how much did Mike Myers have to do with it? Because there is a hired writing team who worked on like Seinfeld. You know, you've got that sort of pedigree of great writing talent. It goes through multiple drafts, and then Mike Myers comes on. And it's in the commentary before Cupcake and A to scene. Alec says, so who came up with this? Was this one of Mike's, or was this like, it's just an open thing that like Mike heavily rewrote the script?
And to watch the bloopers as well. Like, I know there's a thing of like staying in a moment and not completely coming out of it, like changing your voice or whatever. But like to watch him fumble a line and then kind of ad lib out of it and laugh, he literally is the cat. Like the voice is exactly the same. The laughs are the same.
Yeah, he's doing this sort of weird New York thing, like it's bizarre. And I noticed why, you know,
and like
get
the
off the
biting
sauce, like so
like,
heavy.
Dakota talked about like, yeah, he would just like pretend to eat us all the time. Like that was his own thing.
Yeah, and then all the characters within that. It went Trumpy a little bit at times for me. There were two specific moments where it went Trumpy, and it's feline, me line. I'm not very good with the rhyming, you know, not really. And I was like, what is that? And it was like, oh, it's Trump. And there was one other moment as well. I think I've got it in What's the Change. Cat goes Trumpy. I can't remember. Sometimes cat is. Oh, it's autocorrected to grumpy, but it should be Trumpy. And it's but is he saying anything? No, not really. You know, very Trumpy. I guess 10-minute stretch. This is a movie. This is a movie, obviously, of there's so much more to talk about. But let's first things first, Mrs. Kwan. This is.
Life. My sister bought me a Mrs. Kwan mug for Christmas. And then a few years later, my dad threw it away because I no longer lived there. And that, I don't speak to my dad anymore.
Did it just have a picture of Mrs. Kwan on it?
It was tiled. So it was like 100 kwans. And it was great. I loved it.
It does sound good. Was it 100 kwans making one big kwan?
No, that would have been good.
Christmas is just around the corner. This is where you can feel that sort of Seinfeld writing. You can feel three grown men who wrote on Seinfeld, and it's like, how much can we get away with? Can we have her favorite TV show be Taiwanese Parliament? And can we have the kids sigh and go, Taiwanese Parliament? And, you know,
and then they're like fighting in.
You tell him, Kaijin, rip his hat out. And it's just bizarre and funny and genius, I would dare say.
Yeah.
It's the sort of thing you'd...
I feel that, I don't know if it's just because I've watched it so many times that I know when all the gags are coming, but I feel like it's never so random funny that it distracts completely from like the main course of events, you know?
I'll give you that. You know how much I hate randomness.
Same. That's the thing. Yeah. And like,
but you love Big Mouth. Anyway.
No, because Big Mouth does it well. I tell you what doesn't do it well for me. Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I just can't do this shit. I just can't do it anymore.
But we both like this is the middle section of our Venn diagram of
is like, the cat in the hat.
We will accept and love. Yeah.
But I would say that Dix the Musical, a film that you hated, has a lot more DNA with Big Mouth than it does It's Always Sunny.
No, I would agree. But I don't know. I just think they know when to kill a joke or they know when to bring it back, but it's like for a split second and then done.
I have no pussy. I'm straight and gay. It's great.
Maybe
Great
it's
fun.
the live action element that like flubbed it for me.
Not for the Cat in the Hat. Which leads us into fun. Astounding. What a number. Is it a change that it's really short and interrupted and like there's the bull thing? It should be more song.
Yeah, well, they one of the deleted sequences is the second verse where
Yeah.
it talks about Sally then, because the first verse is about Conrad,
Yeah.
and then they don't have
Poor Sally.
the Sally verse, which I think that is one of my changes. Is like because you gotta have balance, which they literally spoon fed you with a visual metaphor. No,
No, didn't get it until this. I was too distracted by the majesty of the number. And then the things arrival, the arrival of the things, very terrifying. Cat never terrified me. The things scared me.
yeah, they were quite unsettling to me.
And they're just two little like dancer women.
Let's look them up.
They're two dancing actresses. Voiced by
It would be impressive if they were both the same woman.
Voiced by Dan Castellaneta of obviously Homer fame, and many other things. And no, actually that's not a 10-minute stretch. Could be a 10-minute stretch. I'm gonna say my final 10-minute stretch is heading into town, specifically the Zum Zimmeru. I prefer the term Canine American. See, that's another thing of like these Seinfeld writers clearly going, can we fit in an N-word joke? Can we do this in this kids movie? Can we talk about African American and black? I prefer the term Canine American. That's you want to talk about ruining a joke. How much is that Canine American in the window? Kind of hat in a hat, you know.
And well, I needed to like have he was always the one taking it too far. This is like why I can excuse it in certain moments. It's like they have to rein him in.
Maybe you would have allowed me to like go along with my jokes and not be reined in if after every single joke I went
I think there's a specific scene where you do that.
That is true. I'm reining it in. I'm reining it in. Oh, Maestro, what a great movie. We've just watched the trailer for Joker 2, which has a moment where Lady Gaga is sat next to Joker and says, let's get out of here. Well, it's like, they're just doing Maestro again. Oh, poor Maestro. Have I missed anything when it comes to 10-minute stretches, Ruth?
This is just for me, but I really like the intro, like there's a small town and it's called Anvil, and then like the neighborly hay. Like I just love the kind of swooping, like wide over like the whole town, and you just really get a sense of the visuals and like, you know, what you're in for. Well, you don't get a sense of what you're in for, really. You think it's going to be like a lovely, charming, like kid story, and then you've got Humberflubes, which is immediately like insane. It's 9:02 staff meeting.
Yeah.
The cupcakes.
Cupcake
like the initial thing of like I want to make cupcakes into like the chaos that ensues and like astounding products and everything. And then you got the dog rescue. I watched this with Freddie Farrell actually, and who was talking about like the practical.
Just the two of you?
No, it was with like a group of us.
Oh, a group of people.
And he made a very good point about the practical effects, which I wrote down because I thought it was so funny. And he said that living dog had to get slashed with goo for this film because they literally that poor dog.
Yeah, and thrown by a small dancing girl.
Yeah.
Dressed like Michael Jackson near the end. Any other 10-minute stretches?
That's all of mine.
Are we ready for the weird list? Wow. This is like bordering on Boogie Nights territory of like the amount of weirdly specific favorite moments.
Yeah.
I'll go quick. Staff meeting. Very funny. The aggressive sanitizing of Humberflube, when he squeezes in, he's flopping over. Your children. You want to talk about just like things burned in my brain?
Honestly, and like that could have been such a small part. but he ate the fuck out of that. Like every single person.
Well, it was
delivered.
hired to be the fish, just the fish. And
Uh-huh.
is this? I thought I thought that was gonna be a. Oh, is
he
it?
both?
Oh, I knew this was coming.
What the hell?
Rhian,
How did
yes.
I never hear that?
I could see it in your eyes. I was like, is this gonna be another? Yeah.
I didn't think I was gonna make any discoveries today, but this is great.
Yeah, Sean Hayes plays both. Yes, he was hired to play the fish, and he was brought in to play Humberfluke. Sally on the phone. What is he doing? And number 10, make tomorrow's to-do list. Be spontaneous. Just great jokes.
Yeah.
The arrival of Alec Baldwin. Did somebody lose a dog? Okay, dude is hilarious. The open mouth weird thing he does is like, and his response to Joan, that's the one, Joan. Oh yeah. Oh, just immediately. Wait, do you mean the military academy? Blah 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 blah. That's the one, Joan. Just very very funny shit constantly.
Von Crump School for Wayward Boys.
Maybe the delivery of the entire film. This would be his Oscar clip, and it's maybe in line something of it, but you snot-nosed little wonderful woman who are just so mad about God, I love children. And the picking up.
I didn't see you there.
He's incredible. He
we
genuinely
also talk about the bloopers for that scene where it's an over-the-shoulder shot. And he goes, without missing a beat, if you lean on your right foot, I will smack you.
No, you're combining two because he gets angry both times. The first one is, if you're going to lean on your left. And then it's, Spencer doesn't move to, if you don't hit that mark, I will slap you. And I want you to know, don't worry, Rhian, there is a lot more bullying of Spencer Breslin that goes on in the commentary track, and I've got it. I've got all of them written down. Mum, can I have some rules? It's very funny. In the closet. I'm sorry. Okay. In the closet is actually terrifying, and the arrival of the cat. I prefer this. I prefer this so much better. And then again, scream and run, and. But just great practical. This is where it takes a rig, like just great practical filmmaking. The cat's feet dangling under the bed, and then the swivel of the cat. It's just really great filmmaking.
Incredible, yeah. Cinematography, like the slow thing of while they're like rushing. Yeah.
I don't know whether it's a change. I don't know what it is, but the image of him just sending Sally flying into the couch with his tail, there's just like 1 inch too much energy in the shot.
No.
I should throw away line. I should go. Shamu's right. Makes me laugh. Larry chattering his teeth. No one likes a sucker. Every single. I'm so excited. Obviously, I'll leave the rest of that.
Was that your like first moment where you felt
seen?
Represented in film.
I'm so excited.
So excited.
Yeah. I know what you're thinking. Even a fire extinguisher. The Casio keyboard. Did you notice that? No, and nobody did. And Bo Welch is so angry on the commentary. He's like, and Alec, did you notice that the keyboard says Casio? And I was like, he clearly was so proud of that, and nobody noticed, and he wants to make it known.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, the cat staccato strings on the whiskers, which is funny, even though they've just used that joke, even though both of them work. I mean, it's so lovely. The image of the cat with the bat and his genuine like, I'm gonna kill this kid, which is very funny. Mrs. Kwan waking up, I'd love to buy some. Very good. The things as Conrad and Sally are genuinely unsettling. The wig.
They're not children.
They're angels. Right. This is what I wanted to say. Bo Welch did the production design for Beetlejuice, where he met his partner and wife for the rest of his life. Did you notice anything about Denise's mom?
No, but I feel like because I'm not a big Beetlejuice person.
You are a big this person, though.
I watched that clip like 3 times.
I'm pretty sure, maybe in face and maybe in sound, it's Catherine O'Hara.
No, I don't
It
think
is.
it is.
No, it is. It sounds just like her. Denise, come to the thing. Maybe not in face.
Not in face.
Denise,
She's short as well.
Denise, come to the. It sounds just like Catherine O'Hara, who is his wife, and they met on Beetlejuice. I could be entirely wrong. We're going to review the footage like JFK in the next break because
What did it say on Wikipedia if she was like in it?
there is nothing anywhere. I looked so hard, and
At
he
least like
didn't.
doing ADR or something.
He didn't mention it on the commentary either. I can't find it anywhere. The only thing we have to go on is listening again to the Denise clip because I'm pretty certain. And the rest of them, this moment. You want to talk about him just like biting the children? So bizarre, you know. SHA. Oh, that makes no sense. Look at you. Just clearly just the end of a take that just ran. He just ran out of speed.
Yeah.
Maybe my favorite moment in the movie. I'm sending Conrad away. I can't believe you just whizzed up my taco.
You just are Alec Baldwin. I've never made this connection until now.
I know. Yeah, it's been a rough couple of years. Hey, Rhode Island license plate. You never see one of those. Again, Seinfeld joke. Like, can we work this just bizarre adult joke in there? When they're in the car, Joan, they don't beat them every day. Riding Mrs. Kwan. I'll leave that one for you. Lovely little moment. You should go upstairs. I'm staying with you. 1, the stairs are destroyed. Very funny and lovely moment. I love Alec again. Will you marry me, Joan?
Just the use of goo in this film is like bar none the greatest.
And then finally, again, another just seared into my brain. Sean Hayes at the party. Enjoy the party.
Party.
Can't believe you didn't know he played the fish.
I'm like, now thinking about it, I'm like, that is so dumb.
This is why I don't trust you on this Catherine O'Hara theory, because you didn't know that the fish was Sean Hayes.
Well, you could make the case of sound, but I don't think it looks like it at all.
I think it's the sound. We're going to review the footage. We don't...
Enhance.
I presume you, unless you want to have a blitz round, can you get your specific favourite moments in under 2 minutes 20?
Yes, I can.
Go.
Alec's delivery on, you'll be going to military school today. The lawyers, both scenes where they feature, just great. Magical time traveling. Oh, magic. All right, they're my lawyer.
Yeah, I'm not saying we have a case. I'm not saying that we're going to sue. I'm saying that we've got a case.
We have a case. The echo, that manual echo on "You're fired."
Fired.
Yeah, the suspense piano. Dirty Ho. Just no need. Just
incredible.
No need. And yet, honestly, the things I probably put my mother through, like from just quoting, because I used to quote movies and films all the time. Brief tangent. I was on holiday as like a 4-year-old, and like, you know, you do like kids clubs and like people like come up to you, try and make friends, whatever. I was quoting Mowgli from the Jungle Book, where he says, "Go away, leave me alone." And then I went up to my mum like half an hour later, and I was like, these kids all suck. Like, why does no one be my friend? And she's like, because you keep telling them to leave.
Yeah. What a weird. I
don't know why that was the thing that stuck in my head, but yeah.
I could do a 3-part limited series docu-podcast on that entire story. A, of all the things to quote, Mowgli from the Jungle Book. B, is it really a quote saying the very common phrase, "Go away, leave me alone"?
Who knows, man?
And then the final episode is a diagnosis. The rest of your specific favorite part?
You took the rest of mine, so that's it.
You can do line first.
Okay.
See? It's all about
compromise.
That balance, yes. We're going to be back very shortly, and we will have an answer on Catherine O'Hara.
Okay, kids, everyone outside. Okay, kids, everyone outside. Okay, kids, everyone outside.
And we're back in the wonderful world of Anvil. Best single minute. We've already sort of touched I mean, it goes without saying that the arrival of Larry is the greatest. Are you more of a Larry person or a cat person?
Is that a real question you're asking me? Of course I'm a cat person. But Larry does like hold his own. Like that's the thing, it'd be so easy to hate him, which you do on like a surface level, but you also love him for like how insane. It's like no one character is like the voice of reason or like the voyeur being like, look, get a load of this guy. Do you know what I mean? Like even the kids to an extent have their own like quirks and like strangeness about them, but you can like in a way root for all of them. You can also be like waiting for their downfall, and it's just fun.
Yeah, everybody's great. Do you have any other nominations for best single minute?
I had the cat's entrance, obviously, the fixing the couch, astounding products, Vignata. The God, this when they're riding in the slow. You're right, we should all drive. A little voice inside my head says, "This is a bad idea." And then even that louder little voice says, "Let the 12-year-old drive."
It's a great moment to get into the psychology of the cat.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about? Oh, go
on. Sorry, the writing.
Right.
Yeah. See, what's the changes? Well, we can get to them all, but none of them have anything to do with the film. One of my changes is make the Universal Studios ride the actual
ride,
because it's pissed me off for like over a decade now.
I think there were, more. I think there is a world where this is a bigger movie and more beloved, and they do make that ride.
Yeah.
Did this make money? It must have made money. Cat in the Hat.
Well, that's the thing with DVD releases. Like,
it wasn't a DVD release. It was a film.
Was it in cinemas?
Yeah, of course it was. The Cat in the Hat film.
I have watched the DVD so many times.
It had a budget of 109 million and a box office of 133.9 million. But I don't know whether that's including all angles.
That include hate watches. It's all money in Bo's pocket, baby.
Is this better or worse than The Grinch?
Oh. Well, if we're talking like my personal preference, better. I think The Grinch is definitely more palatable. And it's got like a fair deal of good gags, good kind of practical like design, like the sets are great, the like builds up the world of the story or whatever. But it
does have Christine Baranski.
Yeah.
Hello there.
Hey, hi.
Have you heard Matt Rogers' song where he sings as Mary Houvier wanting to fuck the Grinch?
I feel like I haven't heard that specific one, but I've seen a lot of sketches about her weird relationship with the Grinch.
It's, just trying to get after it. Interesting choice to cast Bill Hader in this new version of the Cat in the Hat, even though we already have a definitive Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
Bill Hader as the Cat in the Hat. Linda.
Cat, what are you doing here?
Yeah. But oh, the places she let me go. Oh, great sketch.
He's cut out of the photograph.
Yeah, because I'm the cat in the. Linda is one of the all-time deliveries ever. The name Linda Far better than the Grinch having a threesome with Kristen Wiig sketch. Not great.
Oh yeah.
But
I'd forgotten about that. That's how kind of inconsequential it was.
yeah. Let's talk about the soundtrack. So when production began, songs were allegedly written by Randy Newman,
No.
but were dropped because they were deemed inferior. Newman's cousin David instead composed the score for the film. So 2 points here. I think David Newman's is actually very nice and kind of iconic. But what would Randy's songs have, would it?
Yeah. I don't know. I think like
Everybody's having fun. Rain outside. I've just had a what's the change. Sorry. No, I'm going to write it down and save it for what's the change. Continue talking about Randy Newman.
I can't imagine it with the Randy score. Like, I'm sure it would have been great, but like, I don't know. I think I like the kind of kitschy, like
when somebody, when mommy loved me, everything was beautiful. I went inside the living room and made a big old mess.
No, I've got it. Wait. Mama's posted with a jerk named Larry trying to send me to the military.
Yeah. Colonel Willem. Yeah, no, it could be great. Quinn, Larry Quinn. He could have his own song. So David Newman didn't actually write the song. Fun. That was Mark Shaman and Scott Whitman, who are just one of the old timers. Which I guess is why I sort of am disappointed with how short Fun is. It could have been longer. Could have been but it should be fun. And the Getting Better by Smash Mouth doesn't do it for me at all, I'm afraid.
Are you kidding me? I like play that song when I need to clean my house.
Rhian, is this where I tell you that that's an actual Beatles song?
Yes, I know it's a Beatles cover.
I don't think you know some
the
things.
changes they should have kept in John's verse. I used to be cruel to my woman.
Leave Smash Mouth alone. No, wouldn't that have been better as another Mark Shaman song?
No. I love it. It's great.
And we worked in a popular hit song for the soundtrack. That's important.
Exactly. It had to be like different than the rest.
Yeah.
Because like with scores, you can kind of like it just fades into the background sometimes.
You're just undermining an entire industry of art.
That's why it's called an underscore.
Interesting. John Williams found dead in the ditch. Okay, best line. You can lead.
All right. What are we going? Are we going line for line, or?
I kind of have a few left, but you take 4, and then we'll start going back and forth.
Okay. And now for the indoor stair luge. Mommy, can I have some rules?
That's your first one?
No, my first ones have already been said.
Indoor stairs, okay.
I don't want to be a princess. In a constitutional monarchy, Parliament hold all the real power. Lactose intolerant really gums up the works.
This is, it's so easy could have been, and we talked enough about Alec, but like there's enough humor distributed between the other characters as well. This isn't a movie where it's really boring until the cat arrives. Like, arguably, anyway, I'm not going to make that argument. Don't worry.
No.
Go on.
Stop being the contrarian. Like, you love the cat.
I love the cat. I love Alec. I love it all. Oh, you're a line. Oh, sorry. It's like being in the circus. Yeah, but without those tortured animals or drunken clowns with hepatitis. How to say? Get into a children's film.
Yeah, sure.
Dirty Ho's great, but I'm sorry, baby. I love you.
I'm sorry, baby. I love you.
Back to you.
Shots, aren't you precious? Well, sure, he's talking, but he's not really saying anything. Not really. Now, that, I think, is what we do the most day to day.
Yes. Not really. No. I mean, you pay this woman to sit on babies? That's disgusting. I do it for nothing.
Anything, anything, anything. You're not just wrong, you're stupid.
You're stupid.
And you're ugly, just like your mum.
I love you. They'll make it look like an accident.
Honey, it was ruined when she
When
bought
she
it.
bought it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then another one. Mm-hmm. That
Yeah.
goes for the triples now. Children, this cat is currently in violation of 17 of your mother's rules. City Morgue. Very funny. Just great gags.
Yeah. The fish
I'm
has
out.
some incredible lines that get like steamrolled. A
Poor
dog
Sean
goes
Hayes.
woof woof, and everybody knows that little Timmy's trapped under a log, but no one listens to a fish.
Any other line
Chocolate
train?
Thunder or
Chocolate
Ben.
Thunder, yeah, yeah.
Says made in the Philippines. Yes, but not this Philippines.
Rhian, you haven't lived until you've heard grown man Alec Baldwin and Bo Welsh laugh heartily at that joke, which was in a film that they made.
Do you know, I've never actually listened to the commentary, but I'm gonna.
Well, you were a child, you know.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you all the best bits soon, don't worry. Oh, sorry, let the record show. It is definitely Catherine O'Hara. It is I've never been more certain of it. I've edited it in between these two breaks. I've never been more certain of anything in my life. I have, unfortunately. Look how that turned out.
Have you got more lines?
I'm out of lines. You?
I got more.
Go.
Rhode Island license plate. You never see those.
Very good.
Get out of my way, you hippie freak. Like at Universal Studios. Cha-ching.
Cha-ching. I do that
this-
one a lot. I do that one a lot.
Yeah. This one, like, you barely hear it because it's the things like little, like, kind of almost like inaudible. But when they're doing the parking ticket thing and trying to slow down Joan, and then they're choking, one of them's like giving the other the Heimlich. You hear police brutality, illegal chokehold.
But who says that?
I don't know. One of the things, I guess. And then Conrad at the end, this is what we in sales call a win-win.
A win-win
scenario.
situation, yeah. A line that Alec was incredibly proud of and asks before his scene in the commentary, Bo, did we keep the win-win? So, yes, Alec, we did. I guess it's what's the change. Do you have anything?
Other than...
Oh, yes, they're all things not about
Sally's
your
verse,
movie. Yeah.
Making Universal Studios ride the Quan. I had resurrect Dr. Seuss to be able to witness this.
Okay, so, well, we have Theodore Dreisel's, the phrase that they always use of the widow of Theodore Dreisel instead of Dr. Seuss, I've always found very funny. And I know that it's a sad thing, but I just find that phrase very funny. Yes, she infamously, after seeing this, called for a stop to any live action presentation. But I don't know, is Theodore Geisel's widow still alive? Because I presume she's not fucking happy with, like, the Lorax or what else?
Like that was worlds apart.
Horton Hears a Who.
I do think it's kind of perfect that happened because, like, how could they top it? Where could they possibly go from here? So it's kind of like it exists in like a vacuum of like amazing, like you can chuck the Grinch in there as well, like amazing live action like Seuss flicks, just with people that had way too much creative power and time.
Yeah. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing that people care about making movies. That's a good thing. You know, they took effort. And I'm not negating an entire industry with animation. It's just so much easier. No, I think it is. It's easier and cheaper, definitely cheaper to animate and get as many actors as you can in for one day. I'm sorry, I don't want to negate, like I say, an entire art medium, but I just prefer live action stuff.
Guys,
okay.
She died in 2018. Rest in peace, first of all.
What was her name?
Audrey.
I love the name Audrey. So what did she see? She saw the Lorax.
Yeah.
She saw Horton Hears a Who. She didn't see Benedict.
I mean, she would have been alive to see them, but it's whether she chose to watch them.
Yeah. She was alive. Did she watch them? No, not really.
She could have watched the newest Grinch.
Really? Was that 2018?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I'm an old man. I have to sing the line, I'm an old man. And every single time it feels more. I did it yesterday with this bad knee that I've currently got on my left knee. And I was like, oh no.
A real cane.
All right, what's the change? Very early bad joke that Kelly Preston can't deliver. Talk about rest in peace, poor Kelly Preston.
Yeah.
But I'm now going to immediately slander her. But like, there's an early bad joke that she can't deliver, and it's an early, oh no, is this movie going to be bad? Which is funny on a meme side of things, but like babysitters stay.
Baby leavers leave, is it?
Yeah, baby leavers leave.
No.
But she can't deliver it. And the dog's name is Nevins.
Nevins.
What?
Love it. No questions needed.
No questions needed. Bad exposition when Alec arrives. Oh, great. Larry Quinn's here, which I always found funny.
Oh my God, I didn't even talk about his girdle. It's like corset moment. That was great.
I wish I had a different mom. Sometimes I wish the same thing. Does kind of come out of nowhere. And I know we've got to paint broad strokes for kids.
Well, no, I think like, I don't know, like you kind of watch it as a child and you're like, oh, this woman's such a buzzkill. And then you watch it as an adult and you're like, she's barely keeping it together. And her kids insist on making her life more difficult. Like, I would probably snap too. I think it's the delivery that makes it a bit jarring. It's not like sometimes I feel the same thing. It's not like an outburst that she later like reflects on, like, oh my God, I just said that. It's also very calculated and calm.
Yeah. And you're a bad mom. She's outside the door.
Sometimes I feel the same thing. And it's like, you planned that. You planned to say that.
And she has that sort of, it's not a moment that's needed in a kid's movie, really, of like the moment outside the door of,
do I go back in?
Do I go back in? No, I've got work.
I'm gonna be late to work. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. Where's her lesson?
Oh yeah, because I guess she just gets everything she wants.
Yeah.
Well, she learns to. Oh no, she has her lesson because she's like, Conrad is difficult, but I wouldn't trade him in for the world. He's my son and I love him. I'm not going to send him to military school. And then she dumping Larry.
Every time you do a full quote, it unsettles me.
I that was paraphrased, but
a couple of these I'm very proud of. But I'll get the other ones out of the way. I don't like the cat's ass in the mechanic costume. I find that quite unsettling. Don't enjoy that. The CGI is just terrible. I love the fish. The fish is sensational, but the sort of the goo is very bad.
The goo I'm okay with. The mother of all messes obviously is very dated. It's probably my least favorite part of the film is where they are in like the mother of all messes.
Apart from the practical effects, which are incredible.
Yeah.
And the riding.
The walls being made of paper.
And riding his quad. Sally saying, I'll get the mop and bucket when their entire house is completely destroyed.
That's incredibly funny. What do you mean?
Because she says it sincerely, like I don't know.
Like it's the mop and bucket.
Later, these cupcakes are brilliant. I thought the cupcakes tasted awful.
Interesting, yeah. Maybe they like made one more batch for good measure.
Well, anything can go in a cupcake.
Exactly.
They
put all of the shrapnel from the big mess of the stairs into the cupcakes.
The rave. Too random.
We haven't even talked about the rave.
The random rave. There is a deleted scene. There is a deleted scene where he's sat next to Mrs. Quan reading a newspaper, and it says 72-hour rave, and they seed it, but they cut that scene, so they just go into a telephone booth and go down into this random Cat in the Hat rave, and Paris Hilton's there.
So good. I mean,
do you know?
that is the one thing for me. I think was a little bit tangential, obviously because we don't get the setup for
It's
it.
still worth it for the moment where Alec Baldwin fully throws a woman full power to the side.
So good. Yeah, like I'm okay with it being there. I think if you had a gun to my head and said cut any moment, that would be it. I'd say shoot me dead.
What have I got here? Oh yeah. What happened to Kate the caterer? Hi, I'm Kate. I'm here to do your catering. He gets let into the house. He gets let into the house, and then they start the argument of "I wish I never had a mum" or whatever. Disappears.
Kate's just in the kitchen, like
Kate's still in the house. The calls coming from inside the house. The Kate in the house.
Actually, he was swallowed up by
the
mother of all messes. Do you think he was pissed that people like that she made her own cupcakes?
Probably. Do you know how hard it is being a caterer in this town?
In Anvil.
I get one monthly job with this terrible boss who forces his clients to do these dinners. What else have I got? Oh yeah. This is a issue I have with the actual Cat in the Hat book and this film.
Okay.
They don't play outside and they're really sad because of the rain. The rain lasts 3 minutes and then it is sunny, bright sunny for the rest of the entire film.
And they still don't go outside.
Outside.
Well, yeah, because suddenly this like big freaky cat is here, and I feel like even as kids they have a base level awareness of like, oh, people would probably be kind of like suspicious about this.
What's a better cat in film? Is it this or Portia the cat?
Poor pussy. Also, if you could compare like
this and Notes on a Scandal.
A cat to like an iPad. It's like, yeah, of course you wouldn't want to go outside. Like, there's an iPad here now.
And this is what's wrong with our society. What if I start putting the cat on my list of problematic faves?
It's him.
Barbara in Notes on a Scandal,
Barbara
Gracie in May December, and Annie Wilkes.
And the Cat in the Hat.
No,
yeah.
Larry Quinn.
Larry Quinn, yeah.
And
Tommy Lawrence, okay?
Dude. Oh, what a moment.
We should put all of those people into like AI, or which realistically is just going to be you and me, and we amalgamate them into one ungodly character.
The Gracie thing really throws us off with the pedophilia. Every time I have to catch myself and go, oh yeah. And then,
oh my god, wait, it's Gracie making the cakes for everyone in the village, but she's using the cupcake in it.
I ruined all of I spent all my time making these cupcakes. And they're ruined.
I used so many fire extinguishers.
Tastes great. Thank you.
You can make cupcakes out of anything.
Yeah. You're so naive. It's not that kind of cupcake.
I'm not an insecure person.
Oh, it's very good. And this wonderful woman. Right. And what's the other one I've got here? During fun, the cat drinks the milk and is then surprised at drinking the milk and farts and is lactose intolerant. A, it looks like milk. B, it says milk written on the glass. And he still goes, milk?
You're forgetting that is the experience of every lactose intolerant person I've ever met, where they're like, oh, I'll just have this cheesecake. Oh no. Like they know what they're doing.
Oh, I know. I used to date one and we went for an Italian and I literally saw her in her eyes weighing up the carbonara or the other thing. And she was like, and she said the literal question, what are we doing after?
Yeah.
I wonder if she likes Cat in the Hat. That's kind of it for What's the Change. Yeah, I've got that. I was really proud of the milk thing. Best specific Halloween costume. I've got
Take
two
your pick.
nominations. I'm going to go for a thing dressed as a motor cop, or Larry's like date any of the Larry outfits. I think I could actually pull off.
Yeah. Well, the girdle and then the.
I was thinking more the shell suit jacket,
boots.
the shell suit jacket, and the
No.
yeah. Ah,
The,
a
no,
little
the
bit
white
of
beater you need, and the
well,
6-pack of beers.
yeah. Well, he played Stanley on Broadway and looked not too dissimilar. So
That checks out.
um,
Oh, I want Stanley as Larry.
Andrew, what? Yeah, she's talking with the. She's talking.
She's like, listen, you little bratty,
Yeah.
snot-nosed sister of a wonderful woman that I absolutely adore. Oh, hi,
Oh.
Stella. I didn't see you there.
Hi, Stella. Oh, and then and then Barbara as Blanche. Oh, wait a minute.
This is not entertaining to a single soul right now.
With Blanche might be the all-time. She is like the all-time problematic fave
You'd have loved my dissertation.
on Blanche.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I did my IRP on dissociative feminism in American theatre history. I talked about Streetcar and 2 other plays.
What were the 2 other plays?
Fefu and Friends and Collective Rage.
Okay, so like Streetcar was the main.
Yeah, well,
Who
actually,
did you
really
get to?
grasping at straws.
Who
for, like,
played
a lot of
Blanche?
it. Hannah Morrow Farrell.
Interesting.
And Freddie Farrell was.
That's good. Oh, Mitch, you did the Mitch scene. That's even better. No, I'm sorry. You had Jay right there. You didn't have Jay as Mitch.
Jay wasn't free. Notoriously.
I mean, as somebody, they call me they call me as an actor the streetcar man because I can play all 4 leads. Well, no, I could play. I could do Stella.
I'm all 4, yeah.
I could do Stella, but I'd be a good bitch. I did play Stanley. I was a very good Stanley. Critically acclaimed by Tony James. Why do you think I gave you this role? Because it's challenging and you thought I was up to it. Exactly. And you proved me right. A few fun facts, and obviously Blanche. Have you watched the Gillian Anderson Streetcar? Because I could do a very good, yeah. I don't like realism, I like magic. And then, Stanley, with your hands. She does this really bizarre drawl. It's great.
Yeah,
but,
it was weird.
Oh, but it's what a pretty. Oh, Vanessa Kirby. When I talk about Mount Rushmore, that's a different Mount Rushmore. A few fun facts. So the hat was screwed on and had magnets because it couldn't, to flop around.
Yeah.
They used over 20 different hats, and Mike Meyers' favorite was the tennis ball hat, which I think is fair.
He is like you are the cat in so many unsettling ways, like the weird references and characters, and like the love of tennis. It's like a late stage edition. Having a game of Canadian doubles.
Yeah, it's great stuff. According to the cast and crew, working with Mike Myers on this film was a horrible, nightmarish experience. Actors would wait for hours for Myers to come out of makeup. He only spoke to his handlers and director Bert Welsh. He had his handlers dress his trailer, and his area was all covered in tenting because he didn't want anybody seeing him. He also had a male assistant whose sole job was to feed him chocolates from a Tupperware container, and the film ended up having long and pointless additional takes of scenes because he overruled Welch on whether they would be good enough or not. Is that familiar? Yeah. The cat costume was made of Angora and human hair and was fitted with a cooling system. A portable air conditioner was used and connected to a hose. And a hose was connected to the suit between shots. The tail and ears were also battery operated. This is weird. About $55,000 worth of props were stolen during production, including an 8-foot pair of sunglasses, a 6-foot by 4-foot anvil, a 4-foot key, and a golf ball 7 feet in diameter that weighed more than 200 pounds. The stolen props were later found in a mall dumpster covered in graffiti.
What the hell?
And I did try to buy one of those for you for your birthday. It didn't work out. And then Oh yeah, sorry. Bo Welch couldn't believe the film managed to get avoid a PG-13 and said that he had a bet with a friend about the Dirty Ho line. And the rave was shot inside the Phantom of the Opera set, which I find bizarre. Are you a fan of the live action the film of
the animated Phantom of the Opera?
The film of
no,
Phantom of the
I
Opera?
watched the musical for the first time.
What a great musical.
2021. 2022 maybe?
As in you watched the 25th anniversary live at the Royal Albert Hall with Ramin Kamlu?
No, I just saw it. It wasn't a...
Oh, you literally saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh yes, you went on it was a date, wasn't it?
It was a date.
And you kept it secret?
Why did I keep it secret?
From me.
You've been jealous.
You kept it secret from me, even though at that time I had a lady as well, and we could have gone on a lovely double date to see the Phantom of the Opera.
Hey, it wasn't I wasn't the planner. I was like, this is a date for you to organize.
That was on a level of Airplane. Yeah, that was on the level of Airplane, where you watched Airplane,
oh my God, yeah.
realized halfway through, Tom must love this, looked at my favorite movies on the blog, saw that I loved it, and then kept it quiet for, I think, a month.
We did.
What was the point in Airplane where you realized? That's a very specific question.
Like 10 minutes in, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever you watch Gladiator movies?
Cat in the Hat.
Oh yeah, Cat in the Hat. Very similar energies.
Yeah, I get that sense of just like, you know, like the film has it's got a structure, like it's got an end goal, but like, you know, they're gonna dick around in between.
It's just
but
gag
it's like
machine.
everybody cares so much about being there and like delivering the good stuff.
Tagline rundown: cats with hats only. What?
Come on.
The cat is back. It's not a sequel.
Where was he before?
Yeah. Don't mess with the hat.
Yeah.
And then this one, which actually might be the greatest tagline I've ever heard.
Okay.
The ultimate game of cat and house.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I know.
Forget all the others.
That's very good. It's very good.
Game of cat and house. Yeah. Yeah.
Here are some classics from the commentary. Bo Welch is talking about somebody who worked on the film, like sincerely, and then Alec interrupts him. Let me just interrupt you to say that I admire most about this movie is Kelly Preston. I just want to say for the record on this DVD, Kelly, I love you, Kelly. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I think it was Mike who said yummy mummy. And then, she wins the cute mummy contest. And then there's a pause, and then he goes, so Alex McDowell, what were you saying about it? It's bizarrely brilliant. They talk about
posthumous, or was that?
Oh, that was like, but no, it was post-posthumous. But you've already got post in there.
I was figuring out how to pronounce it.
They talk about Alec renting a house to ski, and then there's dead silence for the first. They're talking just talking about skiing, and then the minute he arrives, there's dead silence for a long time, and they're clearly just watching him, and they're both genuinely laughing. And Bo says, "I've seen this scene 100,000 times, and it always brings me some joy." I almost wanted to reach down and grab him in an inappropriate way and get a real reaction out of him.
What?
See him talking about Spencer Breslin not reacting during the scene about the village when he goes down. And he goes, look at all those turns. It's incredible. He goes, I know. You know what I studied under Lee Strasberg? This is what I studied. We called it the Zeusian comedic fracture. He's just the best man ever. This is another Alec classic. I had a dream about Mrs. Kwan. She tied me up and did things to me with knitting needles.
I'm guessing this isn't on the DVD.
This is on the DVD, Rhian. You can watch this tonight.
The way, they literally just got paid to, fuck around.
Mrs. Kwan opens the door and Bo Welch goes, this is Amy Hill, who's not really Asian.
No fucking way.
Alec does this now. What set Spencer aside by the kid actors is his horizontal lisp.
Oh
and
my
then
god, it is her.
And then they mock his lisp and talk about his New York qualities for like 5 minutes, going like, hey, wait, what you talking about? It's very funny. Kat, where did you come from in the film? And then Alec goes, Second City. Alec's favorite part of the whole film is the phonometer. And he just says, this is a beautiful movie. It's all practical. And then during Fun for Fun, he says, in the modern world, the Cat should have done a Britney Spears musical number. Your audience aren't going to know who Carmen Miranda is. He's talking about the Thing sequence.
Yeah.
I mean this sincerely. One of the best sequences I've ever seen in my life was the Thing scene. He loves the minute Hanging Their Baby pops up, Alec heartily laughs. So this is something I realized. Let me ask you what year and what summer the Paris Hilton sex tape came out in.
No.
Yes.
2003.
Yes. And he says, who knew Paris Hilton was going to release her other film at the same time? She knew she had to platform with that PR, with the Cat in the Hat PR. He is absolutely on one, and it's brilliant.
Oh my god!
I think it was the Beatles who did this originally. It was the Beatles, and we had a Beatles cover band. It talks about Kelly again. Just want to say, even a glimpse of Kelly Preston's ankles drives me mad. And then Bo Welch goes, well, the best Kelly stuff's coming up at the party. And then Spencer, during the bit where he's like being nice to each other, Spencer, being a true New York actor, he can deliver every shade of neurosis you watch. But when he just has to stand there and smile, he can't do it.
He can't do it.
And
what's Spencer Breslin doing now?
No idea. I don't know how you'll feel about this one, but when Kelly Preston comes out with that dress and her bosoms are there, and Bo Welch goes, talk about cupcakes. and then Alec says, have I mentioned yet that Kelly is incredibly attractive? And then at the end he goes, here's your nice ambiguous Zeusian ending. And the question is, do you conceal the truth? And it's like, is he joking? Is he real? Is Alec a real person?
100% serious. There's a sketch that I saw on TikTok a few weeks ago, and I was obsessed with it. It's like me reading or being read to The Cat in the Hat as a child, and it's like, what would you do if your mother asked you? Oh, fuck, dude, that's a thinker. That is a thing, because you couldn't lie, but they're not going to believe you either way.
We should do a TikTok where it's me being read Cat in the Hat as a child, and then the cat, chased by Larry, went down a pole into the rain. We're going to take our second break and then be back to talk about a few big questions and wrap up our conversation about the sensational Cat in the Hat. I only have two big questions, and one of them is immediately answerable. Is Larry actually a real salesman, or did he lose his job a long time ago? Was he ever a salesman?
I feel like he was a salesman because, when you're in that town, it's like
everybody knows everybody.
Everybody knows everybody, and he's a man of repute
in
a sense, and he has the suits. And the car and everything, and he had to have amassed some wealth to have the things that are now getting repossessed. You know what I mean?
Indeed. Where's the dad?
Dead.
It's never officially said that he's dead. What if he moved? What if he left because they were awful children?
They were unruly children. Interesting. Maybe the cat is the dad.
Linda. It's less of a big question. It's more of a, On the day of the film's release, Mike Myers stated in an interview that he expected a sequel where the children would meet the cat again. A sequel based on the original book sequel, The Cat in the Hat Comes Back, was in development just over a month before the film's release, with Myers and Welch to return to their duties as actor and director, respectively. However, following the poor reception, Zeus's widow, Audrey Geisel, decided not to follow any subsequent live-action adaptations of Zeus's works, resulting in the sequel being scrapped. Is there a world? Tom's big question is there a world where that movie is good, bad? What do you think?
Oh, there's definitely a world in which it's like dog shit. Like, but then I loved the first one and everyone said it was dog shit. So I don't know. I have no frame of reference anymore. But I do enjoy, in the same way that, you know, we don't get any more live actions from any other Seuss flick. Like, I enjoy that it is in and of itself like a monolith. And so, you know, at least with a sequel, you know that it can't get any worse. We can't tarnish the name of Cat in the Hat any more than it's already been tarnished by everyone who's ever seen it. Yeah. I'm happy for this to be the long-standing only one. But God, it would have been fun, wouldn't it?
What info do we know about this new Cat in the Hat?
What else would they even do? Like, what would be the plot?
Well, it's going to be animated. A clever cat brings chaos and mischief to the home of two young children, and it is in production, and it's directed by Alessandro. So you're looking at the team behind Kung Fu Panda and How to Train Your Dragon.
Okay.
They're also writing it. Bill Hader is the cat. And then in undisclosed roles, we've got Matt Berry, Paul Appel, Bowen Yang, and Quinta Brunson.
Bowen Yang is doing like everything right now. He's booked and busy.
Oh, I forgot about Wicked. From the creators of Hoodwinked.
Oh God, yeah. People are telling me to watch that.
Have you not watched Hoodwinked?
No.
Rhian. Philip. And Hellpine. Say again?
Sochi Gomez is going to be in it, apparently. She's a singer.
Oh, I ignored them because I didn't know the name. Are they a real person?
Yeah.
A singer?
Yeah.
What sort of singer?
Anyway. Pop.
Pop?
Oh no, she's an actress. What am I saying? Who's the singer then? She was in Doctor Strange, Babysitter's Club, Avengers Secret Wars. Oh no, that's
Avengers Secret Wars is I think we're okay. I think we're okay on that one. Wonderful stuff. The Cat in the Hat, which concludes your three picks.
It does. Thank you for letting my three picks have a renaissance. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself.
If we ever did this again, what would those three picks be?
Well,
you love Little Women.
Delve into my top 10.
Yeah.
There's not many that we have that haven't already been done.
Yeah.
They just have really great taste. We've done Perks. We've done Catch Me If You Can.
Waitress. I was going to say Ladybird and Little Women, but now the Barbie shadow hangs over it. And my OCD.
Trial of Chicago 7. We haven't done Romeo and Juliet.
And Lermanathon.
I won't do any of the others. Sorry.
Really?
I'd maybe do Elvis. Hated Moulin Rouge.
Oh. What do you mean? Love is a many splendid thing. Love. How can you
done Juno now? Done Marriage Story. Shark Tale. You up for that?
I know that Will would be.
Will do a Potter-thon with me.
No, nobody likes Harry Potter.
Famously, actually, yeah. Worse reception than this.
I just, if you, on my problematic faves, I've got wonderful fictional characters. You've got J.K. Rowling.
No, and I just want
sorry. You've got Robert Galbraith.
I love the Harry Potter films because they are a labor of love from swaths of people.
Okay.
I love the directorial stamp that each one has. I love,
it's okay.
The screenplays. I love the actors.
It's okay.
Don't much care. I haven't read the books since I was a child.
That's fine. Don't worry.
Hey, why am I on the fucking...
I don't know. We never talked about your Dr. Seuss. Is there any other Doctors? Yeah, you don't like the Grinch. The Lorax feels...
I like the Grinch very much, but I think...
The Lorax feels like a movie that you would enjoy.
The Lorax I didn't watch until university.
Wow, what a choice.
I was really late to the game. What are the others? One Fish, Two Fish. I was more of a Roald Dahl girl. Again, another problematic man making kids' books. But born and bred in Wales.
Yes. Did he have the accent? He didn't, did he?
I never met him, so I don't know.
It's yeah.
But we had to read his autobiography in school.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Boy, dude. Wonderful. We've had many realizations. You've realized my potential as Alec Baldwin. You realized that Sean Hayes was Mr. Humberflube, which is incredible.
I don't know how that escaped me.
Is that better or worse than Justin Timberlake as a realization?
Probably better just because I immediately folded and I was like, oh, of course. Like Justin Timberlake, I stood by for a long time.
The Catherine O'Hara, I'm amazed with myself how big a fan of Catherine O'Hara I am to pick that voice out of, okay, kids, come inside, or whatever she says. Is there a world where I don't know that she's like married to Bo Welsh, where I pick that out?
I think it was very informed by context. But like once you said it, I was like, oh, I can hear it.
That's all I want. I'm
going to say this, and then it's not going to be her. So like,
we don't know. There is no. I am putting it out there. I'm very confident it's her.
So many fun mysteries and things to talk about this movie. 20 years on.
That makes me sick.
20.
21.
21 years on. Yeah.
God alive.
We should all get back at this very point 21 years from now and talk about it again.
Have you watched American Summer?
No.
Great. See, this is the problem with launching into Bambackathon. We tie ourselves down.
Well, no, because you just tell me which ones to watch and I'll watch them.
No, I like the series. I like it. They're all good. They're all kind of great.
We'll be doing them until 2026, at least.
There's only 8 of them, something. Well, that was wonderful. Okay, the cat is out of the hat. I'm sorry.
Ba 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 ba.